morning, everyone. Let's get started just like usual. So we're going to really create that length through our spine here. We're going to chin tuck back for 10. So here we go. Ready? Begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's maintain that length. Head turns, 5 per side. Ready? Begin. Turn, back to center, other side, center. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so next we're going to go into some goal post retractors here. So seated or standing, we're just going to warm up. This is what we did this last week here. So seated or standing, we're just kind of warming up the scapula and the shoulder blades and the shoulders here. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then after that, we're going to go into scap retractors here. I'm just kind of creating that little diamond with my pointer finger and my thumbs and kind of winging back here, okay? And then we are going to go to either a seated or standing dead bug. So opposite hand and foot lift. Seated is great too. You can really feel that as you try to push the air out of your stomach. So either seated or if you prefer standing, you can do standing as well, okay? And then after that, we have our standing or seated pendulum, okay? So seated or standing, just trying to warm up that side body. And then our last one is hip circles, okay? And if you're seated, remember we're kind of coming around like this. The upper body is doing the movement, okay? All right, so first we've got our goal post retractors here. Let's get ready and begin, okay? So right here, we're just warming up that shoulder complex. If you choose to stand, just make sure you're squeezing your glutes here, okay? So that your lower back does not arch. Remember, this is just our warm up, some mobility moves for the joints, right? Setting us up for the work to come. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to go into those scap retractors here with our palms on the small of our back, our knuckles. Okay, here we go. So I'm just kind of pulling the elbows back. Okay, you're not forcing too much. Keep the glutes engaged, because if you're trying to like force your elbows and you're not engaging your glute, this might happen, and this is where you put that stress on the back. So I'm tucking, right, and I'm just going through my range of motion. Right here. Whatever that looks like on you, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, seated or standing dead bugs. Remember, it's the opposite arm raises, okay? And I really want you to think about letting all the air exhale out. Okay? Slow, controlled movements, turning on the core, working on our balance. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're moving on to that pendulum. So seated or standing, you can put a little, if you're standing, you can put a little bit of width between your feet as we just gently sway side to side like a pendulum. Feeling that side body open up. You can always lower your hands here. You can bend at the elbow if it feels too intense on the shoulders. Our hip circles are next. And then we're going to go into a cardio block. Get that blood flow moving. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last mobility move here. nice and wide with the feet, whether you're seated or standing. If you're standing, it's the hips you're gonna feel rotate. If you're seated, it's more that upper body, okay? Halfway through, 15 seconds through, I'm gonna tell you to switch directions of that hip circle. And then 3, 2, and 1, other direction. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Next block is going to be 16 minutes long. It's a 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of transition time. Just like last week, if you were here, you have the option on that 10 seconds where we get ready for the next exercise. That's it. You can march it in place, keep moving if you want to. If you'd rather take the rest, please do that. Okay, it's just a, trying to make sure we have a little space for everybody here, okay? So we are going to be doing, there's 2 extra exercises this week on it, okay? So we're gonna do an alternating tap to start our first one. We're gonna do big arm circles and tap, side to side with the arm circle, okay? All right, that's our first move. Our second one is going to be wide jab. So my feet are gonna stay right at my shoulders and I'm gonna jab, 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 jab. Okay, nice quick little jabs, okay? All right, and then after that, we are going to do, it's gonna be a lateral tap with the W, okay, that W where we pull back, all right? So lateral tap, front raise, and back tap, okay? All on the same leg, so lateral, front, okay? So you're gonna get a lot of work on this standing leg, okay? Because you're only moving one lateral, front, okay? So then we'll do the other side for the next 30 seconds, okay? And then we have, after that, let's see. Then we're going back to that other leg and we're gonna do our knee raise and twist. Remember we did this last week? Okay, same thing other side. Then we have our squats. We can do a sit squat here. Boom. If you want, you can come up onto your toes if you're advanced, but you don't have to, okay? And then our last one, we did this last week too, inside ankle taps. We're looking on getting some external rotation in the hips. You don't actually have to touch your heels. You can just move in that direction, okay? All right, so we're gonna start round 1. We've got those big arm circles with that lateral tap. If you're seated, we're boom, 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 okay? All right, let's get ready and begin. So seated or standing. We got 30 seconds here. And then you have the option to march in place for 10 seconds before we start those jabs, okay? So when we do those front jabs, we're just facing forward. Feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart. 3, 2, 1. You can either wait or you have the option to march here, okay? We're gonna get ready for those jabs. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. A little bit quicker here. Feel that waist working. We're going to go to that lateral tap to W, to back tap and front raise next, okay? All on one side. You pick which leg you want to start with. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Either rest or march, okay? Think what leg you want to start to lateral tap and back with and go back with next. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lateral, back. So that stationary leg has a little bit of a bent knee. You should feel it working just by supporting the rest of your body. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, option to march or just recover. Okay, get a drink, same thing. Other side now, okay? 2 and 1, tap, back. So side. We're not done with the single leg work next. Okay, we're gonna go back to the other leg next for our knee raise and twist. 2 and 1, option to march. Okay, go back to the other leg now. Okay, 3, 2, and 1, and here we go. Twist. It's a little bit of an extra challenge if you think you can pause for a second right here. Pause. Okay, really challenges our balance. 10 more seconds this side. 3, 2, and time. Option to walk or get a drink or just rest. We got to do that same thing on the other side. 2 and 1. So here we go. We're gonna and tap and tap. You might notice you have better strength on one side than the other in the legs. Just take notice. We all have imbalances. By being aware, that's the first step in helping to close that gap to that imbalance, okay? 2 and 1, okay? March it out. We have our sit squats next, okay? Sit squats, or if you're gonna stay seated, are alternating leg extensions. Here we go. So lower down. And if you prefer not to use the chair, but kind of like disrupts your flow to like go get the chair and you just want to do body weight squats, feel free to do that as well. Remember, I'm driving through the heels, squeezing the glutes at the top. We got to make sure that we feel them working. 2 and 1. Okay, last one in this circuit. We've got our lateral taps, okay? Here we go, tap, tap. So now by doing this, and again, you don't have to see this. I'm not actually touching here. Just do, if your body doesn't want to let your fingertips touch your heels, just go in that direction, okay? We're working on hips and external rotation, okay? Keep it going. Just gotta fix my timer here. 3, 2, and 1. That's round 1, okay? So we're gonna go back to the top now, all right? Big arm circles with lateral taps. Here we go. Getting the shoulders ready for the work to come. Really trying to warm up that internal body temperature for when we pick up those weights. Three, 2, and time. Okay, march it if you like. We're gonna do that lateral tap with W fly to back tap and front raise all on one leg. Boom and boom. Soft knee on that supporting leg. You might feel the work more in that leg that's staying still than the one that's moving, okay? It's like an isometric hold on the leg. You're keeping that muscle contracted for the full 30 seconds by having that soft knee. And time, march it out. Woo. Same thing other side, coming up. 2 and 1. Lateral and back, lateral and back. Halfway through this one, then we're going back to the other leg for our knee raise and twist. 5, 2, and 1. Get your drinks if you need them. All right, I'm starting to feel that accumulated fatigue, feeling my heart rate come up, my body temperature come up. Knee raise and twist, all one side. Ten more seconds here. 2, time. Gonna even out, get that other side. 3, 2, and 1, other side. Hitting those obliques. Squats are next. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Option to march. Sit squats or body weight squats or an alternating leg extension is next. Just make sure those heels are about shoulder width apart. Toes are slightly outwards. Here we go. Lower and lift. Pressing up through the heels. Try to feel the contraction through the legs and the glutes. Inside ankle taps are next. 3, 2, and 1. Option to march. You don't have to. You can rest here too. Inside ankle taps. And 3, 2, and 1. We've got one more round through. After this one. And we'll have moved, if you're doing that marching too, for 16 minutes straight without stopping. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to the top. Final round. Big arm circles with that lateral tap. Okay, take your rest if you need it. Okay, listen to your body. Otherwise, here we go. Good. Last 10 seconds of these. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Option to march. Okay. Lateral tap with W fly to front raise and back tap. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Remember, even though you got one leg moving, you might be feeling the leg that's still even more because of the isometric muscle contraction. 3, 2, and time on that side, okay? Same thing other side. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We're going back to that first leg next. for our knee raise and oblique twist. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, option to march. Going back to that first leg. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Twist down. Five more seconds here. 2, and 1. Woo, gotta get that other side. I'm breaking a sweat here. Get your drinks when you need them, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's even out. Ten more seconds. Squats are next. 2, and time, okay? Sit squats or body weight squats. You don't have to use the chair if you don't want. Just make sure those heels are about shoulder width apart. Slight flare in the toes. Here we go. Remember, if you're staying seated, do those alternating leg extensions. Halfway with these. And then we have one more exercise before we move on, which are those inside ankle taps. 3, 2, and time. Final one here, coming up. 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Body temperature should feel nice and elevated now. All right, we got a lot of moves for the shoulders and the hips in here. And we should be all set for the weighted work to come. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Woo. All right. So let's get a drink here. Okay. This next block is the same as last week, okay? It's a 12-minute block and it's a 45-15, and it was really, I really enjoyed this selection of exercises here. We've got our gorilla row, okay? So remember, that means I'm at a wide stance. My feet are the width of my shoulders. My toes are faced forward, okay, because this is a hinge, okay? All right, a hinge. We're gonna push our hips back behind us, and that's going to in turn make our upper body lower down, like taking a bow, right? Soft knee, all right, so push hips back. All right, here's my end range, and it's okay if you're right here too, like maybe your body doesn't wanna go this far. That's okay, you don't have to force it in a position it doesn't wanna go. Maybe this feels better. Work within your range, row, row, up, hinge, row, row, up. Okay, so remember with the gorilla row, we're inside, our hands are inside when we row, inside our legs, okay? All right, so that's our first one. It's gonna look the same seated, okay? You're just gonna lean it forward, row, row, up, okay? And then we have our goal post with internal and external rotation. This can be done body weight, or if you have a very light pair of weights, 1 pound, or if you have some water bottles and you'd like to do that instead, like, you know, just your standard water bottle, okay? Then we have our sit, squat, and press. So you have options here. If you can do this without any weight, okay? If you have a heavier set of dumbbells and you only want to use one, I typically like to hold it like this, right? Drive up, press, down, okay? All right. If overhead pressing hurts and you'd rather drive up, curl, down, drive up, curl. Okay, so give me a curl if overhead pressing hurts your shoulders, okay? If you're seated, you're going to lateral tap, leg extension, press. Lateral tap, leg extension, press, okay? Or lateral tap, leg extension, curl, okay? All right, and then bicep curl in March is the last one. So we'll have, okay, seated or standing. So 4 rounds through, okay? Let's get ready. We're gonna do our gorilla row to stand. So feet are wide, toes are forward, okay? When we hinge, when we push those hips back and come forward, we row from inside in between the legs, okay? Same seated or standing, 45 seconds. Let's get ready and begin. I'll show you my profile side here. So here we go. Row, row, squeeze up. I'm gonna increase my weight here. We're using larger muscle groups here. So if you have more than one pair of weights, I would say this would be one as long as everything feels healthy and good. Your heavier weights are a better option for this one here. We're using glute muscles, hamstrings, back extensors, and lats in the back, okay? So a lot of large muscle groups here. Keeping my navel to spine. I want you to think of your hamstrings and glutes as pulling you back up to standing. 2 and 1, good, all right. Putting heavier weights down and using no weight or very light weight, we're gonna go to that goal post with internal and external rotation, okay? I think I'm gonna do my body weight. Here we go, seated or standing. I'm tucking my pelvis and I'm squeezing my pelvis here so it's they scooped here, right? Especially sometimes when we pull back this way, if our glutes aren't engaged, we're like trying to pull back, everything kind of arches here, okay? So go through your range. Remember, this timer is just a timer to keep us on time. So we're not here all day long, right? So if you need to stop, get a drink, anything like that, please listen to your body. 2 and 1, okay. Now we are going into our sit, squat, and press. So if you're seated, you're gonna do an alternating leg extension and press or a curl. And if you're feeling strong and healthy through your shoulders, you can use 2 weights on either side, okay? So either 1 weight in the middle or 2 weights in either side, okay? There's a lot of core work involved here as you drive up, keep the core engaged, and then press, okay? This is a really metabolic exercise, okay? If you need to go from 2 dumbbells to 1 dumbbell, just go ahead and do that. Or if you need to get rid of the weight altogether, that's fine too. Almost there. 3, 2, and time. Woo! Recover. We have bicep curl and march next, okay? All right. Let's get ready and begin. Here we go. So that little pause, working on that balance, getting those core muscles activated, getting those glute muscles activated. Halfway. We're back to the top after this exercise. We have less than 10 seconds. 2, and time. Excellent work. Recover. back to the top. We're going wide with our feet again. Toes are facing forward. Okay, we're gonna push those hips back, row, row, okay? Ready? And begin. Hips go back, row, row. Use the glutes and hamstrings to stand up, back down. I'm using my lats when I row. Glutes and hamstrings, stand up. Try to make that mind muscle connection, okay? Be present and think about the muscles you're trying to engage and connect your thoughts with. 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Okay. Heavier weights are down if you're using them. We've got our goalpost with internal and external rotation. Very lightweight, 1 pound or no weight. I'm going with no weight. Okay. Remember, if you're standing, tuck that pelvis. Here we go. Pull it back. Internal, external, together. Never to underestimate the importance of these types of movements here where we focus on internal and external rotation of the joint. Okay, nothing keeps us feeling quite so young as healthy joints and full range of motion, okay? So it's something that you want to think about in addition to your muscle toning is also your joint mobility. Three, 2, and time. Okay. Sit, squat, and press. Okay, here's our doozy one here, okay? 1 dumbbell, 2, or just go through without any. And you can always sub it to a bicep curl if the pressing hurts. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna lower down. Oops, drive it up, okay? By keeping the weight up at your chest, around this, like the area that I'm at, whether we're using 1 dumbbell or 2, it elicits more of a core response, okay? So squats really involve a lot of core, especially when your weight is higher up, where you're holding it higher up on your body. Almost there, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, okay. Recover. Bicep curl and march is next, okay? And then we're gonna go through it one more time. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, slow and controlled, right? We don't want to swing the arms for those bicep curls, right? We want intentional movement. We're almost there. 10 more seconds here. And we're going to do everything for 1 more round. 2, and 1. Okay. Whew. 1 more time, guys. Okay, gorilla row to stand. Wide stance, shoulder width apart, feet are facing forward. Okay, here we go. We're gonna push those hips back, row it, row it. Use the glutes and hamstrings to come up. Keep that belly button pulled back towards your spine, right? Like that idea of shortening the space between your rib cage and your hips. Almost there. Last time doing these. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and time. Good. goalpost with internal and external rotation. Okay, remember if you're standing for this one, you're tucking your pelvis under, okay? And 3, 2, and 1. Pull it back, internal, external, together. Sit, squat, and press is next. Remember, turn it into a bicep curl if there is discomfort in the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Good, okay. Sit, squat, and press. Final set of these, okay? Feet are about shoulder width apart. Now we have a slight flare out with the toes that'll help keep our knees pushed outwards. Okay, ready? Here we go. Lower down, exhale, press. I'm really keeping my belly button pulled back to my spine. Nice work, we're almost there. Just 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, recover. Whew. One more. That one's a doozy right there. That gives you a lot of bang for your buck. Last one here. Bicep curl and march, okay? All right. Here we go. We just have one more block after this. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and time. Nice job, guys. Get a drink. Recover. All right. All right, this is our final block. It's another 45, 15, okay? But this one's we're gonna do an AB, 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 CD. So just switching it up slightly. And this one is the same as last week. I really enjoyed this one here, our pullback and tap. If you want to use a pair of light weights, maybe you have your 1 pound weights, pull it back. Okay, you can add those in. Your choice here. Okay, seated, we're just kind of tapping, tapping, okay? All right, after that, we're going into our side step with W fly. So one more time here, like that, okay. And then our last two, we're still doing our 3-way ball pass, pass, pivot and pass, pass, pivot and pass, okay? Boom, boom, okay? So pivot and pass, and can you guess what the next one is then? That's it, right? Sweep and shoot, okay? All right, so just an option to come up on your toes, and if you're feeling extra strong today and you actually want to give a little hop, you can do that as well, okay? Hop and jump a little bit off the floor. Not necessary, it's just an option if you feel like you're ready to. Okay, and remember when we're seated here, we keep the legs wide for this one. We sweep, shoot, okay? We keep the feet stationary and focus on that rotation through the upper body and the arms, okay? All right, pull back, palms, that pull back row, and we're gonna heel tap it, okay? If you would like to add a pair of 1 pound weights to this, or a pair of water bottles, you can do that. Otherwise, keep it body weight, okay? All right, let's get ready. 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So forward. And see if you can feel that flexion through the knee, right? You can feel a little bit of up and down here. Almost there. We're gonna go, we'll drop the weights and go to our W fly, get that lateral tap. Next. Three, 2, and time. Okay. Weights aside if you have them. Tap and tap is next, okay? And in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. So you see it, the way my elbows are bent, it kind of creates a W from my shoulder to my fingertips. We're close enough, right? From shoulder to head. Or actually, maybe more, it's elbow to head to fingertips when you look at the whole W. Think about those muscles in the back working here. They're what's allowing your arms to pull back, okay? The muscles all around your shoulder blade, below and above. Okay, time. Woo, okay. Now we're going back to our first one. Okay, remember this is an ABAB. All right, so we're back to our pull with our heel tap, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Remember, lightweight is optional here. Otherwise, go at body weight. Good, keep it going. Almost there. Just 10 seconds. Really feel my arms work with this one. 3, 2, and time. Okay. Back to that W fly with that side step. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So those muscles in the upper back are what are allowing your arms to swing back and out to the side. All these lateral movements, when we move our legs side to side, all this helps to, over time, with our balance by making our side glutes stronger. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Second ABAB, 3-way ball pass. Okay. Remember, if you're seated, you're not going to pivot on that foot because of being seated. Okay. Always coming back to center. Ready? And begin. Pop, pivot. I'm going to be able to keep on thinking fast, tying these movement patterns that make us think while we move, keeping our mind sharp, as well as our reaction time, our ability to move quickly. I want to be able to think fast if you need to, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, okay. Sweep and shoot, okay? Remember, you've got different options here. Seated, you're just going to keep your feet still as you sweep and shoot. 3, 2, and 1. If you're standing, you might just want to keep both feet planted on the floor when you shoot, or you might want to come up to your toes, or you might want to hop a little bit. You pick your level that works for you. Remember, as long as you feel strong and able, and you decide to do a little bit of hop, these exercises that have a little bit of intensity to them like that, like jumping and plyometrics, help increase our bone density, which we all know is an important as we are healthy agers. And time, okay. We're going back to that 3-way ball pass, okay? It's okay to feel a little uncomfortable here as long as you're not feeling like dizzy or, like you can't handle it. It's okay to feel a little like tired, okay? Here we go. Pass and pivot. Remember on that scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're sitting down, reading a magazine, 10, you're sprinting, you're in a race, trying to win $1 million, okay? You're somewhere around like a 7 is a really nice sweet spot. If you're advanced, you might be able to push that a little further, okay? And feel okay with that. And if you need to pull back, listen to your body. 3, 2, and 1. Sweep and shoot. Then we're just going to put all 4 of those together for one more round, okay? All right. You pick your level of intensity for your sweep and shoot. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Most importantly, have fun with it. Remember that hop is optional. Just feeling a little strong for it this morning, so I'm going to incorporate it. Almost there. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my, that little extra hop. Woo! Back to the top, guys. Pull back, an option to use a weight. The heel tap, okay? Weight is not necessary. Ready? Begin. Final set on everything. Halfway. W fly with our lateral tap is next. 3, 2, and 1. All done with those. Okay, if you're holding a weight, you can drop that. Okay. W fly with our alternating side step in 3, 2, and 1. Remember, think of the amazing machine our body is, right? And think about how it functions. Think about what's allowing you to move side to side and pull those arms back, right? It's not your fingertips saying, okay, go ahead and pull those elbows back, right? They're not doing anything for you. So shoulder blades, So all those muscles inside. 2 and 1. Woohoo! Okay. 3-way ball pass. Okay. Woo. Almost done. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. I'll hold my 1-pound weight. Halfway. Almost there. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Okay. Sweep and shoot. Okay. Option, you can stay on both your feet, come up to your toes, or a little hop, right? Or stay seated with your feet stationary. Here we go. Ready? And this is it. Begin. Sweep. Remember, if you're somewhere in between, keeping your feet flat on the floor and coming up to your heels, you might do a little bit of both in this 45 seconds, okay? Same thing if you're able to come up to your heels the whole time, but doing a little hop is new. Maybe you just do a hop after every so many repetitions, okay? Tailor it to what works for you. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Woo, all right, guys. Wow. Catch your breath, okay? Catch your breath. Woo. Okay, so let's start with the back of our chair with a forward fold, okay? As long as you feel like your heart rate is good enough here, we're going to hinge at the hip, fold over. I'm extending my arms long. They should be somewhere in the arms on either side of your ears. You can stay completely still here and enjoy that stretch through the back side of the body and the shoulders. Or you could add a little bit of swaying side to side through the hips, if that feels okay for you. We're never forcing things to go further than they want to go. We're just working within that range, because if you try to force it, it actually seizes and tenses up the muscle, right? And that's not what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to relax the muscle, okay? And when you're ready, just very slowly and gently come on up, okay? And then you can take a seat here and do our figure 4 stretch, okay? So we just got the back, the legs, the lower back, the shoulders here. We're gonna get the glute now. So I'm gonna cross that leg. This is my figure 4, okay? Lengthen through my spine, and then you guys know, it's not a lot of movement forward. I mean, it's like an inch or two until you start to feel that glute stretch, okay? Again, I'm not forcing it. I'm not trying to like round my back over it too much. Okay, I'm trying to just stay nice and neutral through my spine here. And when you're ready, you can release that. And then take that same leg and let's just flex and point that ankle. And circle. And circle, other direction. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So figure 4, I'm keeping this foot flexed. That helps protect the knee joint, lifting up through my spine, and then just gently leaning forward, feeling that stretch through that bent leg in the glute there, okay? And when you're ready, we can release that, flex and point for 5 through that ankle. Circle 5 each direction. All right, let's go into the neck and trap here. Press and pull, this is one of my favorites. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Good. When you're ready, come back to center. We're going to take a nice big inhale up, palms together, exhale to heart. One more time. Palms together, exhale to heart. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today. I always appreciate you coming.